MacesLoaded Episode6, we think. We've lost count. We've had a weird schedule the last couple weeks. But we're finally back. Sunday, the 14th of October? Man, it's already halfway through October. But this is like the best part of the football year, I feel like. Because you got college football, you've got NFL, and it's like this is when the upsets start to happen. Like this week every year is like when crazy upsets happen, and we saw that last week.
Georgia and LSU.
Georgia, LSU. There was a couple other ones, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
So it's just like this time of the year. I don't know if it's because it's like the Texas situation. They were able to survive, and it's like you just got to survive this week. Yeah. That's all you got to do.
That was a good game.
But I guess we'll start off like, what are we drinking on this Sunday afternoon?
I can go first.
Yeah, go for it.
I got a beer called Elysian. I'm probably going to get corrected on that again. It's an IPA, so it's an Indian Pale Ale, for those who don't know what an IPA is. A lot of hops. It's good. It's got a little sweeter taste to it, which is cool. But it's a good beer.
Where is it from?
I didn't get prepared.
What's new?
Yeah. I'll have to get back to you on that. I really don't know.
Is it not on the bottle?
I'm looking. I don't know.
Okay.
Doesn't say.
Next?
Yes, next.
So I'm drinking a beer from Infamous Brewing Company out of Austin, Texas.
Oh, I'm glad you know where it's from.
Yeah, it's a coffee stout, dark beer. It's called Invader, and it's really good. You tried it, right?
Yeah, it's a coffee stout, so it's going to be heavy.
It's really heavy,
So instead of coffee, you just drink that?
That's just morning coffee now, from now on.
And I don't know if you remember, but I don't know if this got on last episode or not, but I wasn't drinking all of October, right? Well, that didn't make it. I'm just going to drink 2 days out of the week.
Oh, you were doing Sober October?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Sober October?
Yeah, I was. Sober October. I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was doing.
That's a thing. Sober October is like all the thing to do now.
Oh, really?
To stay sober throughout all of October going into like the holiday season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's from Seattle, Washington.
Oh, we don't care anymore. Like that was like 5 minutes ago. Like I don't care about that anymore.
I wanted to let people know.
I don't even remember the name of the beer anymore. You probably said it wrong anyway.
I did. I'm telling you.
What's the name of it?
I don't want to repeat it because we'll probably get people saying I did it wrong.
And I'm drinking coffee.
From Starbucks?
Yeah. Pike Place.
Is it a latte?
No, it's not a latte. There's Kristen. You want to say hi?
Oh, you're gonna be on our podcast now.
She can't hear you.
Oh,
but yeah, I've got a little bit of Jameson in here, not a lot. Just something to pick me up and keep me down at the same time. That's my goal.
You look like you just looked at Kristen when you said I have Jameson in my coffee, and
she judged me a little bit. All right, so I guess since it's Sunday, let's do a quick recap of some college football and what we watched. So Mace the Third, I'm gonna start with you. Let's talk about the Texas game, the Texas Baylor game, which I think we all watched, right? So
yeah, yep.
We can start with that one and see what our thoughts were from that. But Mace the Third, what were your thoughts of that game?
Well, I'm like you. They survived it. That's all I can say. They had a rough start with the quarterback getting hurt, and the other kid came in and I guess did okay, but they survived it. Baylor looked really, I always told you Brewer was a good quarterback, and I think the Bears need to stick with him and just forget about the other guy. He's obviously y'all's quarterback in the future, and he's a winner.
I didn't know he could run. He can run a little bit too.
Yeah, he can run, and
I feel like he's a very similar quarterback than Ellinger. Ellinger's a little bit more pounding guy, but I feel like they're similar.
Yeah. I think with Ellinger he'll definitely run someone over. I think with Brewer he's more a finesse runner where he's.
I think the Longhorn defense did pretty good. I mean, Baylor's got a good offense. I mean, they put up some numbers against OU, right? I mean, I know they got beat bad, but they put up a lot bigger numbers against OU.
Yeah, the problem with Baylor's offense is they struggle running the ball sometimes.
Yeah.
And with that, they need to throw the ball over the middle a lot because that's when Brewer's at his best is when he's throwing the ball over the middle. I think to your point, I think the Texas defense did a really good job getting to him and containing him. Part of the Baylor running game is really him scrambling. So they were able to contain him throughout pretty much the whole game until that last drive,
Right.
where they were playing like a zone and kind of not spying him as much. But I thought that was the most impressive thing from Texas was their defense keeping him locked up. And then, Baylor's got really good receivers too. Man, that whole receiving core on both teams, that was impressive to watch. Because I was texting my friends, they all went to UT, of course, and I was texting, I was like, how do you cover Colin Johnson? It seems unfair because
he's 6'6". I mean,
on that one touchdown, he had perfect coverage. I think it was a bit of a push-off, but even with that, it was still, what do you do? Who's going to catch it anyway, I think. So.
And Bouchel was really targeting him. He was like, I'm going to you. That's his roommate, I think.
Well, why not? You're 6'6".
Yeah, well, he was like, I'm going to you. And but it was a good game, and I'm impressed with Baylor.
Do you think Texas is going to run the table?
Well, I'll tell you their schedule.
Yeah, who do they got left? Yeah,
they got Oklahoma State next, Virginia.
Who looks awful. West Virginia, who lost to Iowa State.
And then they got Tech. Then Iowa State, who Iowa State just beat West Virginia. And then they have Kansas.
So where do they have West Virginia?
Here, in Austin.
So they have West Virginia here, or in Austin, and they have Tech in Lubbock?
Lubbock.
Okay, you got to watch out for that one.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Iowa State's here.
Okay. I would be concerned about the Iowa State game because they seem to take down giants every year.
One team, at least, every year.
But it's in Austin. They should win that game.
Yeah.
I don't know. That'll be interesting.
It still might depend on the quarterback situation, too. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a good point. We'll have to figure out how Ellinger, if he's able to,
When he went out at first, I thought it was his hand or something was bleeding. I didn't realize it was his shoulder. But he had blood all over him.
Yeah. But it is nice. I feel like today in college football, there's not a lot of serviceable backups. I feel like they all leave. So, Bouchel's not a starter in my opinion, but he is a decent backup. He reminds me of you have to go back and you'll have to be a Texas football fan probably remember this, but he reminds me a little bit of Chance Mock. He was never the starter, but he was a pretty good backup, and he came in and won them a couple games. I remember a Tech game where he came back and basically won that Tech game for them. So it's always nice to have that.
All good backups always good.
Yeah. So Texas, are they back? That's the question.
Remains to be seen.
Yeah, we'll see.
What are your thoughts on for Christmas? You know what I want? I want a OU Texas rematch in the Big 12 championship.
I don't know if I want to see those guys. I don't think I do.
It would be a good. I wouldn't mind seeing it.
You wouldn't mind seeing it? It would be like the best.
I say that because it's like, okay. Say Texas is looking. I don't know about playoff. Well, we'll see. But they lose, they knock each other out. It's like no team. No.
You think if they both go into that game with one loss, you think? I think the winner has a chance to go to the playoff.
That's true. Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah.
The problem the Big 12 is going to have is if a team comes in there with 2 losses, which looks likely, it beats the 1-loss team.
Yeah.
Or if no one has 1 loss, because Notre Dame, if they keep winning, they're in the playoff, and that takes a spot away from a Power 5. Right.
Yeah.
There. Yeah. We also wanted to talk about was TCU and what's going on with them.
Just saying that the level of the quarterback play right now is just not great. A lot of turnovers, I think, what Mace is saying, and it's just it's just unfortunate for him because and for me because I picked him to go to the Final Four.
Their defense seems to be playing pretty well though because they lost that Tech game. They held Tech, which had like the number 1 offense in the nation, to 17 points.
Yeah,
so
their defense is good.
So
I think it's just their defense.
Yeah, I think the quarterback play and
I think they're way down. Almost, they're not last in turnovers, but I was looking at their turnover margin, and they're towards the last of everybody in college football in turnovers.
That's interesting. That's something rare because I feel like the last couple of years they rarely turn the ball over.
Right.
So, all right. Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on TCU. Did either of y'all get to watch the West Virginia Iowa State game? Because that was something I wanted to talk about as well.
I watched a little bit. Yeah, I did.
I watched a little bit of it.
So, what is the deal with Iowa State? Why do they have to wait until a top 10 program comes in to actually like win a game?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
I was texting Nathan, and he gave me a kind of interesting stat that they've had 3 top 6 wins since last year. That's a crazy stat. 3 top 6 wins? So I guess that would have been OU, TCU, and now West Virginia. But yeah, they barely make bowls. Like they'll get like 7 wins probably.
Yeah, what is their record right now?
I
I'll pull it up. I think it's because they're
I think they have 3 wins. They're 3 and 3. Yeah.
3 and 3. Yeah. So I mean, you might be right. They'll probably be a 7-win team again and barely make a bowl. But
so that was my pick to win. Or no, that was not my pick. That was your pick, Dad, to win the Big 12, West Virginia.
Yeah, it was.
Are you still riding with them? Are you still thinking they can pull it out? You think that was kind of just a blip that every team has every year, and that's the one? But they got to come to Austin.
They're still a good team, but now I don't know. I'm going to have to go with the Longhorns.
Yeah.
You know, right when you go with the Longhorns.
I know. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said that.
You jinxed it.
Jesus.
You got to be careful of that Kansas game. You know, UT's not the best against Kansas either at the end of the year.
Yeah, what the heck?
Well, actually, I worry about Oklahoma State, too. I mean, we've had some nightmares there also.
Yeah, but Oklahoma State, I don't know.
I know they didn't look good, but they look good early in the season, but I guess they didn't play anybody, huh?
Kansas, well, they played Boise State, right? And they beat Boise State. But Kansas State does not look great at all, and to get crushed by Kansas State like that is surprising, to say the least. I don't know what's going on there.
Right.
I mean, they weren't expected to be really a contender this year anyway, because of the quarterback transition, and they lost Washington. They lost their best 2 players on offense, so it was going to be difficult anyway. But I didn't think they'd be getting routed by Kansas State. You know.
No. Yeah. Not at all. Not at all.
What about the LSU game? Did you get to watch any of that? Because that was the same time as the Texas game, unfortunately.
LSU looked really good. I mean,
they were upset because they lost to Florida the week before, and they're like, "Nah, we're not losing again."
That was a huge win. And like I said, they got one of the toughest schedules in college football.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
all
tough.
the teams
they got Alabama coming up.
Did they have Miami starting out?
Did they play
Miami? They beat Miami. Yeah,
and I mean they just got a crazy schedule. Plus,
I will say that they could be a team that I guess they could have a chance for the play. I mean, right?
They could.
They got to beat Alabama, right?
That's true.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a step in itself, but.
I also picked Auburn. What are y'all looking at? Can you look at me, please? What are y'all looking at?
We got a football game on. We got the TV in the background. It's legit setup here.
That is so rude. I am talking with you right now.
It's Dolphins losing the Bears 21-13. We started Brock Osweiler.
You live in Texas. No one cares about the Dolphins, okay?
Is it obvious that we're looking
Yes, it's extremely obvious that you're looking at the TV.
Well, I mean, it's on there, man. It's a nice, how big a screen is that?
Oh, man, I don't know.
It doesn't matter. No one can see it but you two.
Well, I mean, it's a game going on. We watch a little bit.
We got a show going on here.
We're focusing. I'm sorry.
Speaking of playoffs, I hate to bring this up again, but I got to thinking, if you win your conference, you should be in the playoffs somehow.
But you argued the other way not that long ago.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You said the best 4 teams should go no matter what, right?
No, I didn't. No, I never said that. I never said that.
So you don't think the best 4 teams should go?
Well, no, I'm just saying that if you win your conference, it's just like any other sport, right? If you win your conference, if you win the SEC, if you win the Big 12, you've gone through that gamut of teams. Don't you think you should have a playoff spot somewhere?
Well, I mean, not with the current system, because then what do you do with Notre Dame? Or like, what do you do with a team?
You have wild cards.
Yeah, but you can't do that now. There's 5 Power 5s.
Well, no, I know you can't do it now. I'm just saying it needs to change.
So you want to
I want more teams.
Thank you for taking my thing that needs to happen.
I want more teams.
Well, now I have to scramble to think about something else, because that was...
Well, that's we're doing this. You just got to make it up. Make something up.
Well, we need to coordinate better.
We weren't prepared on this one.
That came out of nowhere, so...
Out of left field right there. Now he's flustered now. He's drinking more Jameson. He's got to figure something out.
God, what were we talking about? We're talking about LSU.
We were talking about LSU if they make the playoffs, but they, like you said, they still got to play Alabama, and that's a step in itself. So I don't know. They look good.
I just want to see more of that coach, talking his Bayou talk or whatever.
Yeah.
You know who else? Who I picked to win the SEC? Auburn looks terrible now.
They look terrible.
They lost to Tennessee, right?
Yeah, and Jarrett Stidham, who was a Baylor quarterback for a hot second.
Yeah.
Clearly, he misses that system, the Briles system, because he can't play it. He can't play in that system that Auburn has, that pro-style system, it seems like. Or it's going to take him a little bit longer to figure it out.
Yeah. I will say that a game that I watched last night, too, that helped Texas, made Texas look good, is USC beating Colorado.
Yeah.
I picked USC to beat Colorado.
Yeah. I picked Colorado.
I did, too.
So, but...
Who picked LSU?
You?
I picked LSU.
No, I didn't. I picked Georgia.
But I also picked Baylor. So
I did too. I didn't have a good week. We can move on past that. No, but I think that shows that, hey, USC's beating a ranked team and Texas beat USC. I mean, probably not the greatest, but it shows. So.
Yeah, but how about that Maryland Turpin?
Oh man, that's going to come back. I don't know how they're playing like they did and they can't beat Maryland, but.
I don't know. Is Maryland? What have they done? I guess I haven't been following them. Because I feel like they beat Rutgers. So I mean, Rutgers is terrible. They might not even have.
They're like 3-3 or something, aren't they?
I don't think it's been great, but I could be wrong. Hold on. Maryland.
Ooh, they got crushed by Temple.
Ball record. They're overall 4-2.
Okay.
Really?
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, but here are their wins, Dad. They beat Townsend, Bowling Green, Minnesota, and Rutgers.
Yeah. And then they play Iowa next.
Yeah.
Which Iowa's ranked 19th, so.
Iowa can lose that game. I mean, they're not awful. They're not like, oh my God.
No.
But going back, how did Texas lose that game?
I don't know. We will never know.
So
first game.
The thought of OU Texas rematch doesn't entice you at all?
No, I don't want to see them again.
Is that because you don't think you'll beat them again?
Yeah, exactly.
It's hard. I mean, it's hard to beat a team.
Yeah, it's hard to twice.
Same year.
And I don't know.
Who knows?
It's going to be interesting who's going to be in there. There's a lot of teams.
That is a dark fear.
There's a lot of teams that still could be in that championship game, right? Name everybody's. West Virginia's still in it.
Baylor's still in it.
They are. They are.
If they went out.
Yeah.
They went out, yeah.
West
but
Virginia,
they would need OU or Texas to lose a couple.
Yeah. Which is possible. But OU plays. Who do OU plays who? TCU.
They play. I'm going to that game.
Oh,
yeah. So
yeah.
I'm a huge horned frog there.
Yeah.
I hope
I never know.
I don't think they'll beat TCU. Don't you think?
I think
like
they
if
will.
You had to pick. So I think maybe next episode or something we need to go back and look at. I can put together the clips of who we picked for each conference, and then go back and see how each team is doing at that time.
Well, we might want to review that before we do that.
I think most of our picks have been okay. I think, if I remember right, there's a couple that might make us look pretty bad, but nothing too awful.
Yeah.
All right. Any other college football?
No.
Any other games or anything that you wanted to bring up, or anything funny that you saw happen?
Oh, Penn State lost to Michigan State.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, that one
was
hurt.
a surprise, huh?
Yeah.
That one hurt me because I picked Penn State to win. I picked Penn State to be in the Final Four. That's really killing me right now.
I just realized my picks this week were terrible. I've lost a lot.
Yeah.
I had Baylor, Penn State.
We were
Georgia.
doing pretty good up to.
Yeah.
It's
But
this
Miles-
week.
Miles-
It's
yeah,
this
Miles is
week
right.
every year.
Someone gets upstart, and there's those upsets, But yeah, I'm good. I mean, I don't know any other games I really watched, but
So it sounds like maybe we should switch over to the NFL.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like you've got your attention that way anyway, because you got the game on. So what game you said you got the Dolphins on right now?
no.
Well,
we're
actually,
watching
we got
Red
the Red Zone.
So
Oh, one of the greatest inventions ever for.
I know it's
You know, they got that in college football, too.
Yeah, but it's called goal line.
Yeah, goal line.
Yeah,
yeah,
but it's great. The red zone's great for fantasy
yeah, because you're just watching all the touchdowns.
you're just watching like when the points are being made.
Yeah.
So, I guess like one of the things that we had on the list this week was talking about Eli Manning, and if this is it for him. He seems like he's like lost out there half the time.
He looks it, doesn't he?
Well, that's another.
Well,
thing.
he kind of always looks like that though.
Yeah.
That's just kind of
He has
his face.
that. He has that face.
But
He can't do the.
It's even worse.
Yeah, I don't know how he does that face. But that was another. I just had some bad picks this year. I picked the Giants to win that.
Yeah, you picked the Giants to win the NFC
Yeah.
East. Whoops.
Yeah, and that's not gonna happen. But especially with the talent they have, Saquon Barkley's playing.
Hey,
Doing
yeah,
Oh, he's-
Saquon
yeah.
looks legit.
And so
Oh,
I got
on
him
team.
on both my fantasy teams.
Yeah, I don't know if the Giants are regretting now not getting a quarterback in the draft, or they got what they needed as Saquon Barkley. If that was a great pick, but I don't know. Eli, like I said, just kind of looks lost. I think he's definitely lost a step. I mean, it just seems. I don't know if it's the offense they're running or if it's just that time where he doesn't have the clutch thing going on, or he's never been the most accurate thrower either. But he would at least keep you in a game.
Yeah, he was always the clutch guy, right? And
Yeah.
He always had like a really good defense. The defense
Yeah.
really, when they won those Super Bowls, it was because of their defense. To me.
Defense, yeah,
I
true,
mean,
true.
Eli had some big moments that people remember, but
Yeah.
it was really the like Justin
Look at
Tuck. No one can
Buffalo 13, Houston 10.
that's
see
not good.
what y'all are pointing at.
That's another. But that's a
I
good
just
point
said
too. That's a good point too. If Houston loses this, what's his name? O'Brien might be gone.
He
after
beat the
this year.
Cowboys.
Well, it's the Cowboys.
Hey, easy. That's another
But,
team that.
Yeah, and then going back to Eli's thing and that, but I don't think him and Odell are really on the same page anymore. Odell's kind of and look what Odell did on the sideline where he hits his head on that fan.
He's a head case.
Come on, man.
Come on.
I mean, first of all, you're gonna injure yourself. That does no good to anybody on your team. Second, it's rubbing off on what they were saying. Sterling Shepard now is throwing emotions on the sideline, so he's seeing Odell doing it. Well, that makes it, to me, it seems like, okay, if he's doing it, I'm going to do emotions. I want the ball too. I think it's all about a me. Odell. Even when Odell had he had like an interview with ESPN or something and calling out his teammates. He said that was good that I did that. I'm like, really? I don't know if you should be calling out your teammates. Maybe I understand what he's trying to do at times. Maybe light a fire under there, but maybe there's a different way to do that with the antics.
Yeah,
I don't know.
probably. I mean, when does that ever work out?
Never.
Des Bryant used to do that all the time.
Yeah.
And it never worked out.
And he would always say too, I wasn't trying to just about me. It's about firing up the teammates. Some of those faces shown, not really firing them up.
Yeah, and I really hate when the argument that's like, oh, I'm just really passionate about this. I'm really passionate.
That's it.
Well,
yeah.
you're a professional. You're paid to do this. You should be able to hone in your emotions.
Yeah, you should.
If I'm really passionate about a meeting, going into that meeting, and if it doesn't go well, I don't yell at my teammates to be like, hey, what the heck, man? You got to have that PowerPoint on point.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on? So
Yeah, I just don't. Yeah, I agree. That's a good point right there. That it's just. I think the body language is kind of hurting a little bit too on the Giants sideline. But either again, when you're losing, it's tough when you're losing and you're playing out there.
What are your thoughts about the Patriots? They seem to turn a corner back to being the Patriots the last couple games.
Well,
Do you think they're going to make a run and take the East?
I think they will. I think whatever Bill Belichick does, adding Gordon like that is huge. With that type of weapon, and then doing that, and then because maybe they're the ones that can, keep him on track. And it sounds like they are. It sounds like Tom Brady's keeping him under his wing, saying, "Hey, stay on track. You're looking good. You got the skills to be the best, one of the best in the league."
Yeah. So I have Josh Gordon on my fantasy team, and I started him this week, and I don't know if that's a great call or it's going to be an awful call.
How do you know with the Patriots?
I started him over Adrian Peterson as a flex.
Well, you never know. Could get 3 touchdowns. He could get 0. Who knows?
Yeah.
So who do you start, Mahomes or Tom Brady?
Mahomes.
I got both of them.
Mahomes.
That's what I'm stay with the hot hand. Right?
Yeah, I mean Mahomes is like a freaking myth. He came in and he's like already like tearing up the. No one knows what you're clapping about. Like
the Dolphins just tied it up to the Bears.
Trubisky, I just picked up Trubisky. But yeah, back to your point.
Too.
I think you got to start Mahomes. He just looks great. I'm so shocked by that. People were like, I was hearing whispers, or reading articles and hearing whispers that he was going to be really good, and I just didn't believe it.
I didn't either. I'll be honest with you. I was like, I don't see it, but who knows? And now he's definitely shown it.
Yeah.
I mean, for sure. He's going to be good for years, I think. Now, prove me wrong.
So how are y'all's fantasy teams doing? Are they doing...
Not good.
Mine's doing really good.
Not good.
Wait, I thought you were like second in our league right now.
I've lost 2 in a row now, and I had 5 starters on a bye week this week. I don't have a running back anymore.
What's your record?
I'm 4-1 right now, but I'll be 4-2.
Why?
Yeah, that's good.
You just said you went on a 2-game losing streak when you're 4-1.
Well, I'm saying I'm losing today.
He's counting today.
But it's not over today.
It's not. You're right. It's not over today. But it's not looking good.
I'm 4-1 in both my leagues, but I got Barkley in both my leagues.
You're right. It could be worse.
Yeah.
I need to be undefeated to be doing well.
Okay.
Okay.
Have you ever won the league?
So what are we talking about next?
Have you?
I won in the first year when it was 10 teams.
10 teams. I got 3rd last year.
I thought.
Hal won the first, but I won the second year.
Hal won it, and then we kicked him out. Remember?
Yeah.
I think I won the second.
I definitely won one of
third.
those years. Okay, won the 3rd year then.
We'll never know.
I knew I won it early. Until
Hal won and we kicked him out of the league.
We forgot to invite him back.
He's still bitter about that.
No. We're like, who do we forget to invite back? Oh my God, we forgot Hal. And he won it last year.
That was a long time ago.
All right.
But yeah. So, what do you think about the baseball playoffs?
I've watched 0 innings of the baseball playoffs.
Well,
okay. So here, I got a question for you.
Okay.
So there's a big thing about that umpire, Angel Hernandez.
Yeah.
And I kind of Googled some of his stuff, and he's rubbed some players the wrong way.
Well, he's suing the MLB too
for not picking him to do the playoff games.
Yeah.
Well, we know why they picked him to not do the playoff games, because when he caught at first base, he called 3 plays, and they all were overturned. So hey, that's why you're not being picked. But what is it like when you see, if you're a player out there, you've been there, and you see the umpire that you're like, oh my God, is it Angel Hernandez? And you're pitching, and you're like, how does that affect you and your team emotionally? I mean, that's gotta, obviously CC didn't do good, right?
Yeah, he didn't do well, no, but I know exactly what you're talking about. It started in Big 12 for me when we recognized we'll get these Big 12 umpires come in, and I remember this guy, we're like, oh my God, we got this guy again. We would have to, sometimes you would be like, we got to change the way we're going to pitch a little bit. He doesn't call this, he doesn't call that.
It affects the game.
Yeah, it does. And it affects your mentality too. You're thinking, God, I do not want this guy to be behind home plate. I do not want this guy to be behind home plate. And then you get into the minor leagues where I was at, it was even worse, because then at times you're just, you see these guys over and over and over again because they're trying to make it up to be an umpire up there too. That's the one reason they're doing it. And it definitely you'll see guys come out there. It's more so about home plate though. I think that's where it comes to, or at least where I was saying it's the calls behind home plate.
CC called him out.
He did.
He
did. I mean, you see the infield umpires too that come over there.
So what happened?
About CC and Angel. He just there were some calls. If you watch the game, there are some calls.
Balls and strikes.
Yeah, balls and strikes.
Oh, okay.
That's basically what it was. And CC called him out. And
it was balls and strikes, but the game before was it the game?
The game before he called these guys out at first. It wasn't just the Yankees and all that, but
it was both teams.
Yeah, he got 3 calls.
So at least he's bad on both sides.
He's bad on both sides. MLB. He's suing MLB for discrimination.
Oh my God.
He doesn't get invited to the World Series for umpiring.
Is he suing them for discriminating against incompetent people or what?
Oh no. But it's not good when you're let me go ahead and sue the people who are paying me. So.
Well, let me ask you this: I feel like in all the sports, baseball, the baseball umpires seem to be the most showboaty, right? They want a lot of times the limelight in the. Because I feel like
they're more godlike,
right?
You
probably don't know this, but Joe West. Joe West, I can't stand watching on TV. He's an umpire. Yeah, he wants to be a part of the game. You shouldn't be a part of the game. I mean, you are a part of the game, but you're there to call balls and strikes, outs, foul balls.
But I feel like like in football, you have the referees, but a lot of times you don't. You only know the guy in the white hat, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah,
and it's only when they are calling a thing that they saw. You don't. And the only reason you know them now is because they're all like jacked.
Yeah.
But I feel like in baseball, like especially the guy behind the plate, he's got his own little ring 'em up and they have the power to toss somebody whenever they want, which is crazy. I don't know. It seems like they want to be the show sometimes.
Yeah, some of them do, some of them don't. There's umpires out there that.
Well, the best umpires are the ones you don't even know their names, right?
I mean, you don't. I mean, they call the game, and players will tell you that they're, this umpire's good. It's going to be a good game or a good called game. So. Yeah. But I'm going to watch the game tonight. Astros and Red Sox. Astros won last night, 7-2. Verlander won. Sale didn't look too good, which is fine with me. It'll be Price tonight, who actually has a good record against the Astros, and then you got Garrett Cole, who's probably been one of the best pitchers in the league too this year. So it should be a good matchup.
So like I said, I haven't watched barely any baseball, but does Price still have the issue with struggling in the playoffs?
I mean, he's been up and down for sure this year.
Struggling against the Yankees.
Yeah, he struggled against the Yankees.
I just remember when he was on the Rays and he was their ace and he couldn't.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Yeah, I hope he struggles tonight for sure. Yeah. I really do. I mean, but he does. If there is one team he's done okay against, and it's the Astros. So, but we'll see. Astros bats are on fire. That's a key right now.
So, kind of frame it up from everybody. Who's all left in the baseball playoffs?
It's Astros and Red Sox, and then Dodgers and Brewers. So,
okay.
MLB probably wants a Dodgers Red Sox World Series.
They don't want a rematch?
I mean, the rematch would be cool too. I'm just talking viewing, you know what I mean, with the top. But the Astros get a good following too. Like, trust me, I want. Of course, I want the Astros there. I'm picking the Astros, and I'm saying the Dodgers again. So I'm thinking it is a rematch. But the Brewers are looking good too. I think they won the first game, right?
Yeah, they did.
And they played again. Did they win the second game and lost the second game? I couldn't remember.
Have they played this? I'm not sure.
I don't know, but they're looking good. And that's on Derek Jeter for Derek Jeter trading Christian Yelich to the Brewers. You just traded away an MVP. Little applause there. Good job. Good job, Derek Jeter.
I don't know. So, baseball's lost me over the last year and a half or 2 years. I don't know what it is. I just can't sit down and watch a full baseball game anymore.
Well, you're not the only one. A lot of people don't. I mean, it's slow. That's the thing, unless you're playing it. To watch a full baseball game.
How do you think replays play an effect in it?
Yeah, I mean, it's just.
Is it?
Yeah. I mean, when I was growing up, I'd watch like every Astros game, and then I'd watch it again on SportsCenter.
Yeah.
But now I think they have a superstar problem, because I feel like when I was growing up, there were superstars everywhere. like I can name every good player on every team.
Oh yeah, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Now I don't know. Like obviously I know some of the Astros players, but like they don't brand their players as well.
You're talking like Bryce Harper. That's the only reason
I know Bryce Harper and I know Mike Trout. Like those.
But so you're saying like you couldn't name someone off the Marlins, right?
No.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's what I'm just.
That one guy went to the Yankees, right?
Yeah, Stan.
Yeah.
They don't have star power there right now. They really don't. I mean, they do. They have some players that are good.
But it's like it's star power and like personality too. I feel like in the 80s, 90s, you had some like personality of players who, like Jose Canseco, that guy was a goofball. And Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa and Larry Walker, who would wear his hat backwards and like do crazy stuff, and
Jim Edmonds.
And now it's just like I don't know. Maybe it could just be a case where I'm not keeping up as much, and maybe they still have those people, but I don't know.
I mean, they do, but I think you're right. I think you're onto something there with because you couldn't name someone off the Marlins. You could probably name someone off. If I told you Yelich, you wouldn't know on the Brewers, right? I mean,
no, I haven't. I didn't even know the Brewers were good this year until you told me they're in the NLDS or NLCS.
Yeah, no, they're good. I mean. But that's me. I mean, I love baseball. That's my sport, so I watch and pay attention to it. But there are guys. You go look at teams, you're just like, probably there is no superstar someone would name out there.
I'm trying to think. Do you think baseball's still in the top? You could probably easily figure this out. But if baseball is a top 3 sport in the U.S. still,
I don't know. I've heard soccer is actually taking over.
Oh God, baseball. That's way worse than baseball. But
well, I've heard soccer's been blowing up lately, so I don't know. I would assume it is. If we're talking money, income, or whatever, yes. But if we're talking popularity, no. I think
a lot of people are watching freaking video games more than watching baseball,
crazy.
Especially a younger audience. They're watching,
That's what I don't understand. How can you? I guess people are sitting here watching our podcast. That would have been not a smart comment.
But you say that, and I used to think that too. Like, how could you watch? I used to watch you like we would sit in the same room and watch everybody play video games.
That's true.
All the time.
That's true. Yeah. I guess it's just the fun thrill of watching someone do something or learning something. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I really couldn't.
I don't know. I worry about baseball a little bit in that sense. I don't know if they need to do something.
We'll see what the future of baseball. We'll see the popularity of it. You definitely got to get.
Also, they have those salaries, man.
Like, I think that's what's going to get. I mean, Chris Bryant. Did you see? So this is what throws me off about baseball players. So the Cubs came to Chris Bryant and said, Chris Bryant's a good player. Had an injury-plagued year. Wasn't up to his standards of what Chris Bryant should be. But the Cubs come in before his even contract's running out and said, "Hey, we'll give you a $200 million extension." Yeah, let me sign it. He goes, "No."
All guaranteed, right?
Yeah, all guaranteed. He said no. He declined $200 million because his agent, Scott Boras or whatever, thinks they will get more money when
Scott
he's 30
Boras,
years old.
How rich is that guy? Because he
owns all that. But he is the one that I think that's making all this. I shouldn't say worse. I mean, he's doing business.
Well, you also have to remember that the baseball players hung tough, unlike the football players, and went on strike like 3 times, right?
Yeah.
They were willing to shut down the game, whereas the football players aren't willing to do that. And I understand why the football players aren't willing to do that, because their lifespan's so short. They can't risk taking a year off when they might only have 3 or 4 years of play time.
Right.
So the owners have a lot more power in the NFL than they do in baseball. Baseball players have a lot of power, which I'm fine with. But
I know, but you get these contracts, right? And this might be something that doesn't even pan into it, but you get $200 million contracts. Bryce Harper's probably asking for $300 million. The prices go up at the stadium. You got to find a way to pay these guys, right?
Yeah, so they used to think TV would be this God savior and all that, right? But now their TV ratings are going down and down and down.
I just don't know. I mean, it's expensive to even go to baseball games now.
First of all, Bryce Harper is not worth $300.
No, not at all. Not at all. He won't get that, I don't think.
I don't know.
Who knows? Someone may pay him that.
All right.
Anyways.
We'll switch off base. So who you got, though? You think the Astros are going to win it all?
Yeah, I'm picking Astros to win it, and I'm picking a rematch in the World Series.
In how many games?
In the World Series?
Well, I guess do the ALCS.
Okay. I see the Red Sox and Astros. Astros are.
It's a 7-game series, right? In the AL
Yeah.
series?
So I don't see it going to 7 games. I see the Astros, if they keep up what they're doing, honestly, maybe I don't want to say sweep, but
they're not going to
sweep because the Red Sox will get their bats coming around. I don't know. 4 to.
Oh my God! Pick a number.
I don't know. You know what? I'm saying it's going 7.
Now you're gonna okay.
Yeah, I'm saying
Astros in 7.
Astros in 7 because I see the Red Sox offense coming back here a little bit. So Astros in 7.
Who's got home field? Astros?
No, Red Sox.
Red Sox.
So it goes 2-3-2.
2-3-2. So they've already taken home field though, then, because they won the first game. So they stole back home field.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's with that. It might be Astros in 6 then.
Yeah.
They probably want to.
True. Yeah. What do you think?
I think that series will probably go 7.
What about
the
other
Red Sox
one?
are good.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I shouldn't have said it was the Astros are going to.
Yeah.
They're clearly not going to sweep.
No,
the
Dodgers. Dodgers.
The Dodgers go 7 or 6?
Against
the Brewers. You think they win it in 7 or win it in 6?
I say 6.
6. That's what I was going to say. Dodgers in 6, and then.
I say Cubs in 8.
Okay. Well, you're way off. So we'll come. Cubs in 8.
All right, so let's move on to the thing that needs to happen. We've already talked about this because
someone messed it up.
Mace the Third kind of gave it away, but the thing that needs to happen for me this week, well, not this week, but just in general, is they need to expand the amount of teams in the playoff. And I have a perfect system. It's simple, right? And I think you touched on it, Mace the Third. You have the Power 5, all 5 conference winners. So that's Big 12, ACC, Pac-12, SEC, and Big 10. Their champion all gets in. So that's 5. So you need an even number, right? So that's 5, and then we'll have 3 wild cards. Simple.
That could be like Notre Dame.
It would be the next highest ranked team based on the committee's vote.
So someone like UCF could get in that way.
Could get in.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah, that way you're saving. Here's the thing, though. You have to work out the scheduling because then you would limit some bowl games, obviously, or you would just have to figure out the scheduling, right? That's
right.
So have you heard I know you've heard this probably before what you're talking about, but have you heard the argument against your idea?
It's mainly the main argument is the scheduling and how would you schedule
the scheduling, but
the additional games.
Yeah. Some people says it takes away. I don't really understand it, but it takes away from the regular season.
I don't understand that at all.
Have you heard that though?
I've heard that, but the argument makes no sense to me because you still got to win your conference.
I agree.
Right, you still got to win your conference, and the top. You still have incentive to be as high ranked as possible because if you don't win your conference, you still have a chance to get in based on your ranking.
But they're using that as like it'll take away from the regular season.
No, what? First of all, that's a dumb argument anyway, because does it take away from the NFL regular season?
No.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's just not a coherent argument in my opinion.
Right. No, I agree.
There could be a point. Now, there is something to it if you expand it too much. Like, for example, the basketball tournament, right? The NCAA basketball tournament, like they let 68 teams in now?
Right.
So, I mean, there is a point. I think there is a line that you can't cross. Like, you can't let 16 teams in.
No.
Right? But
I agree there.
I think it just makes sense to let the Power 5 in. You know what? The real argument is they want the viewership to be arguing. They want them to watch that stupid selection show.
Right.
That's what they want. They like the eyeballs. They like the controversy.
Plus, you need to let other teams in because how long have they been doing this now?
This is the 4th year, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
4th or 5th year?
Is that right? But you're seeing the same teams over and over and over again. I don't know.
I mean, at some point you're going to have an Alabama problem, right? I mean, people are going to be sick of seeing Alabama win it every year. And now they look like freaking unstoppable.
Right. Offense.
I was watching their game the other day, and like 3 seconds they scored a 70-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
It's like Baylor's offense with Alabama's defense now. Baylor's offense for like 2014. So it's like, oh my God.
Yeah. I don't know. Something needs to change, or I think you're going to get some people turned off about the playoffs, the way it's set up. I don't know. I might be wrong.
Yeah, and the whole reason to do the playoff initially was to limit the controversy over the BCS. Well, it's the same controversy today. It's almost even worse, right? Because now you're not letting conference champions in sometimes.
You're not.
So it's like almost worse in the BCS because at least you could point to the computers, oh, here's an algorithm. They did a lot of it. They're saying these are the top 2 teams and okay, whatever. But now you have people in a room saying the Big Ten champion is not as good as as the ACC champion. So we're going to let the ACC champion in, which they haven't played. Like, we don't know that. And you see, how many times do you see that where it's like they are clearly better and then they actually play and that's not the case,
Exactly right.
So I think it's a simple solution. I really think they don't want to do it because they like the controversy. I think they liked it with the BCS, and they had a deal that we're going to keep it controversial with this new playoff by allowing only 4 teams in.
That's a good point.
And maybe it has to do with the bowls too. Maybe the bowls have a lot of power. I don't really know the ins and out of that, but maybe the bowls are like, hey, if we start letting everybody in the playoff, then our bowls aren't going to mean anything. Well, I got a dirty little secret for you right now. Those bowls don't mean anything right now. Like they don't mean anything right now. So what is it going to matter if they get it if they have 4 more teams in the playoff? So
right. Yeah, you've seen some of those games when you look at the stadium and
there's no one there. No one there.
I mean, if you're gonna, you almost need to have bowls at the university has a better record. I don't know, but there's no one goes to the games.
Yeah, and only nerds like us watch the games, or like people bet on them. So it's like, okay, great. You're worried about the bowls being dragged down? They're already at the mud right now. Like no one's watching those games. They're really only watching the big games, and there are some bowls that people watch because they've got random matchups, like important matchups or like interesting matchups, right? Like an SEC team that never plays a Big 12 team, or an SEC team that plays a Pac-12 team. So those are kind of interesting, but those are like 4 bowls every year, maybe. I don't know. It's stupid. It's ridiculous. It's an easy fix that they don't want to do to fix the playoff. But yeah, that was it. I'm glad you stole it earlier in the show. Took the thunder away from that. But yeah, we're at time today, so
finally got a show in.
We got a show in. Hopefully, I'll be able to come more and more after this last couple of weeks. We're busy, really busy at the Thurman household, especially since Kristen was out for a week. So I had a lot of stuff to do. But all right, good luck with your fantasy games today. Go Cowboys! They play almost starting now. They play in like 30 minutes, I guess. Oh wait, quick question: are the Cowboys going to win today? They play the Jaguars.
I say they win.
Yeah, I say they win.
Oh, you guys are dumb.
Where do they play? I don't even know.
I think it's at Jacksonville, right?
No, it's in Dallas.
Is it at Dallas?
Yeah, they'll win.
It's in Arlington.
They got to win.
I don't know, man. Dak is. We could do a whole show about how Dak has disappointed me, very much so.
Well, everybody's still in it in that division, right?
Good. Thank God that division's awful.
Yeah, that division is brutal. Brutal.
So you still. Oh, by the way, Westlake beat Lake Travis.
I know they killed him.
Yeah, 44-14.
Yeah, what's up with Lake Travis? Maybe we should do a Lake Travis high school football roundup.
Yeah.
Well, they were doing good until that game.
All right. Well, I guess I'll talk to you later. I will post this on Facebook and YouTube and MacesLoaded Facebook page.
Yeah.
But I think that's it, guys. We gone.
We go.